Hello again. So here we are. Again, we are continuing working with if. Okay, today is Saturday, April 27th. So we're going to begin this video continuing working with if, but this time um, we are going to use if in a shortened way. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna use if in a certain way. So the most common here form it's if so. So we're gonna be using if this expression if so. You know, this is affirmative. This is an affirmative expression. Or answer, and this is affirmative, and this one it's negative. If not. So take a look. So if you guys want to respond and answer in an affirmative way, you're gonna say if so. But if your answer is negative, you're gonna say if not. Okay. So think of the following question. Think of the following question. Let me write it down here. This is the easier one here. We have here on the top. If someone makes a question to us, hey, are you a student? Okay, hey, are you a student? Okay, so the person, imagine that we want to buy a ticket for a concert. We want to buy a ticket for a concert. We want to buy a ticket for the movie theater. You tell me, maybe a ticket for the train, for the at the bus station. You name it. There are many places or many occasions or transportation that we need to buy a ticket. Okay. And imagine the person is selling a ticket. Okay. The person is selling a ticket and there are discounts for students. You want a discount, right? Because maybe you're a student or maybe not. But the person who is in the front desk, the person who is selling the tickets wants to know if you are a student. Because if you really are a student, you're going to receive a discount. Okay. But if you're not going to receive a discount. So imagine this person asks you and tells you, hey, are you a student? And says, and also the person says, if so, the person can use the expression if so. And this is the shortened. So this is the shortened, this right here is the shortened way. I'm gonna make it in the shortened way and then in the long way, the normal way. I'm gonna make it in both ways so you guys can understand. So this is the shortened way. Okay, this is the shortened way. If so, the normal way, the long sentence, okay, the long sentence would be like this. Would be like this. Okay. It will be like this. If you are a student, okay, comma, the ticket is half price. And this is only if you're a student. Okay, this is the normal sentence, the long sentence. If you're a student, the ticket is half price. The person is telling you. But the short way, it's like this. If so, are you a student? Imagine someone tell you, hey, Ashley, are you a student? And the person also says to you, if so, comma, the ticket The ticket is half price. Okay, it's half price. So this is the shortened way. This is the shortened way. Are you a student? If so, the ticket is half price. Okay, so the same person who is selling tickets is going to tell you this. Hey, are you a student? Because if you are a student, the ticket is half price. You or can the person can say, are you a student? If so, the ticket is half price. So this word, if so, means if you are a student. So this is the meaning of if so. What does it mean if so? If you are a student. This is the meaning if so. But the person can also say if not, what if you're not, if you're not a student? What happened? What if you're not a student? Let me see. Let me write it here. If not, okay, but this is the, look at this. This is the shortened way. If not, okay, comma, the ticket is full price. Look at this, it's full price. So, it's full price. If not, meaning if you're not a student, the ticket is full price. But what is the long way? What is the long form for if not? Okay, so it will be like this. If you it could be like this. If you're not a student, if you're not a student, comma, the ticket is full price. Okay, ticket is full price. So here we have the long way and the shortened way. But also we can also say instead of so, if you are. Look at this. I'm using if you are, but here the author is not using the object. If you're a student, if you are a student, but I am using it because I want you to be. I want to make it easier for you, more understandable. You know, if you're a student, because I can omit. If you guys want, you can omit a student. If you are, you can just say if you are, because we are talking about being a student. You know, if you are. Okay. Any questions? Is this easy? Is this not easy? So take a look. What do you think? Is it easy, this topic? Okay. Let me know if you want another example. Would you like another example? Or this is pretty easy for you? What do you think, Leslie? Would you like another example or it's okay? This is understandable.
It's understandable.
Understandable. Very good. Thank you. It is understandable. Thank you. Okay, so let me erase this and let's continue. Let's do an exercise. Okay, let's see what can we do here. Okay, let's do this exercise. Sorry, I erased it. I shouldn't have done it. Okay, so it says here, complete the sentences in two ways. Use so or not. Okay, so it's telling us to use affirmative or negative. You know, you can use if so or if not. Use a helping verb or a main verb V. Okay, so we can use be, do, does. Remember, those are helping verbs. This one is already done. Okay, let's read it. This. Okay. Second, give the full meaning of the shortened if clause. Okay. So first, we have to complete the sentence first. We have to complete. And second, we need to give the full meaning of the shortened if. Okay. We need to tell, what does it mean? We need to tell what does it mean. If so, if she does, we need to tell, in order to understand, the sentence. Okay, so it says here, does Lisa want to go? Does Lisa want to go out to dinner with us? Hey, does Lisa want to go out? Does Lisa want to go out to dinner with us? If so, okay, tell her to meet us at 8. Okay. Is it possible to use here not? No, it's not possible, because if we says here not, if we use not here, if not, tell her to no. If she says not, you don't need to tell her to meet us at 8, right? So here we need to use so. Okay. We need so. Okay, if she does, this is another way. If so, if she does, tell her to meet us at 8. So here we are using, okay, you're using A. So we are using be, a helping verb. So we are using here the helping verb does. Okay. So why are we using here the helping verb does and not be, for example, not the verb be? Why? And let me tell you why. And look at this. This is a question using does. Does Lisa want to go out with dinner with us? If she does, we are using the helping verb does right here, and also we are using a main verb. This is another factor. We're using a main verb. Okay, let me see here. Take a look at this. In question number 2. Here in number 2, we're not going to use do or does. No, you're not going to use do or does. Why? Why are not going to be using the helping verbs do or the helping verb does? Do you know why I'm not going to use this? I already know. Just by listening or looking at the question, I can tell that I'm not going to use this helping verbs. No, I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use this, So what am I going to use? Instead, what am I going to use instead? Okay, the verb be helping verb. Okay. So remember, the main verb be. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, 4. Are you free this weekend? Take a look. Let's resolve this. Let me take this to the bottom. Give me 1 second. One up. 1, 2. Erase this so you can focus on number 2 right here. Okay. It says the person. It says there's a person that who tells you, hey, Leslie, are you free this weekend? You can say so or not. Which one would you use, Leslie? If so or if not? Which one do you think you're going to use? So or not? If so or if not? Which one is best to use here? Which one do you think is best to use? If so or if not? Which one is best to use? You can help Leslie. Ashley, Jessica, which one? Okay, take your time, think about it. Which one do we have to use? No? Jessica, Jose, Ashley, you guys want to do it? Who wants to do it? What do you think is the answer? Are you free this weekend? If so, I'm gonna use so or I'm gonna use not. If not, do you wanna go to the movie? If so, do you wanna go to the movie? Which one is correct?
If so.
Yes, very good. If so. Okay, now that one is correct. Which of the helping verbs I'm gonna use here? If you do, if you is, if you are, if you does, which one is correct? Which one should I use here?
Are.
If you are, very good. If you are, do you want to go to the movie? Very good. If you are. So now tell me, Leslie, when you say if so, what does it mean if so? When you say, when the person says if so, what does it mean this in so? If I tell you, are you free this weekend? If so, what does it mean? What does it mean for you? Tell me. What does it mean if so? In a long sentence. Because this is the shortened sentence. But in the long sentence, what does it mean? If so. Who knows? Jessica, do you know what does it mean here? If so? Or Ashley? Jose?
No, no sería si es así, algo así.
Eso sería así en español. Pero can you tell me what does it mean? Can you give me the sentence, the full sentence in English? What would it be the long sentence? Because remember, this one right here is the shortened sentence. But the long sentence, hey, the long sentence, what would it be the long sentence? If
I think if you are free this weekend.
Yes, if you are free. Yes. If you are free this weekend. That is the meaning. Thank you, Ashley. This is the meaning. If you're free this weekend. This is the meaning. This is the meaning. Okay? That is the meaning. So, when we say if so, we are telling the person if you're, again, it's like repeating the question. If you are free this weekend. If you're free this weekend, do you want to go to the movie? Yes. This is the long sentence. Look, this is the long sentence. Hey, if you're free this weekend, do you want to go to the movie? Which is easier for you to use? Is it easier for you to say, if so, do you want to go to the movie? Are you free this weekend? If so, do you want to go to the movie? So take a look at this. You might not need, or you might not use if so, when you speak English or when you write. It might not be necessary if you don't want it, or you don't, or if you don't like it. But it's a good idea to understand when someone use if so on you, you need to understand. So this is a really good example for understanding. Understanding English. When someone tells you, what does it mean when the person says to you, if so? That's what I want you to learn, and understand. You might not want to use, the shortened way, and you might prefer to use the long way because you are used to it, because it is easier for you. Hey, but at least it's a good idea to understand when someone's telling you, if so. Hey, are you free this weekend? If so, do you want to go to the movies? Or if you are, I I personally don't use if so. I personally, I don't use it. But what I use is this, if you are. this I like to use. I like to use if you are. Hey, I'm telling you, Jose, are you free this weekend? If you are, do you want to go to the movie? That's the way I speak, you know. That's the way I speak. And I like it. I prefer. I really don't use if so, but I do use, okay. But I use if you are, you know. I there are two ways, you know. There are two ways, you know. Short, the long. Okay. Okay, let's continue with the next one, with number 3. Let's continue with number 3. Let me see. Okay. So here we have, let me see. Who wants to do number 3? Okay. 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Let me be ready. Okay. So number 3. What do we have here? So, do you have a ride? Do you have a ride to the theater? Should I use if so or if not? Which one should I use? Should I use so or should I use not? So read it. Look. If do you have a ride to the theater? If so, would you like to ride with us? Or maybe this is better. Do you have a ride? Do you have a ride to the theater? If not, would you like to ride with us? If not, would you like to ride with us? Which is better? Or maybe both are fine. Maybe we can use, maybe the person, if I use so, look, maybe the person has, maybe the person has a right to the theater. Yes, person has it. But even though the person, look, even though the person has a right to the theater, maybe she will prefer to ride with us. Maybe she will prefer. Maybe she had it now, but maybe she will prefer if I make the invitation to the person. Look, listen, do you have a ride to the theater? If so, would you like to ride with us? Okay, maybe if we say so, it means, what does it mean? If you have a ride to the theater. Okay, but this also means if you don't have a ride to the theater, would you like to ride with us? If not, would you like to ride with us? So let's leave it like with not. I like not. But which modal verb should I use here? Auxiliary verb. If you what? What do you think? What should I use here? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Ashley? What do you think?
Aren't.
Let me see. So take a look at the question. Is it the question? In the question I'm using the verb be, the auxiliaries of the verb be, or the auxiliaries of the verb do. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna help you here. Let me see. I'm gonna help you here a little bit. You need help. So here I have the auxiliaries of the verb be. Look here. Here we have the verb be auxiliary.
I
Helping.
think don't.
Very good. Now you're right. You see the difference, right? Now you see the difference. So look at this. So here I'm using the helping verbs of the verb do. Oh, look at that, wouldn't. Okay, so here would it be if you do not or if you don't, can also use that. If you do not or if you don't. Okay, let me see. It is like that. If you don't, would you like to ride with us? So take a look. How do I know which auxiliaries I'm going to be using here? Well, it depends on the question. Everything depends on the question. Look at this here. So here, I was using are. I was using here are. If you are, okay. And here, I was using so. If, are you free this weekend? I'm using the verb be here. Look, I'm using the verb be. Hey, if so, do you want to go to you want to go to a movie? Do you want to go to the movie? Look at this. So here I'm using the verb be. Here I'm using the verb do. The auxiliaries of the verb do. Okie dokie. You see the difference? Y recuerden, miren. Recuerden esto también. I'm going to say this in Spanish. Cuando yo hago oraciones y preguntas con el verbo be, vean y dense cuenta que aquí no estoy usando un verbo principal. Pero aquí sí, miren. En esta pregunta sí. So the main verb está aquí, miren, in right. Este es el main verb, right. Miren. Perdón. Right is the main verb. So, siempre que recuerden que nosotros vayamos a usar un verbo principal, pues entonces tengo que usar los auxiliares del do, el das, el did. Pero acá yo no estoy usando main verb, por eso uso el verbo be. Entonces esa es la diferencia entre uno y el otro también. Bueno, chicos, entonces esto es lo que hasta ahorita tenemos, ¿no? Con el if, acortándolo. Vamos a dejarlo hasta aquí para terminar esta sesión y en la próxima sesión continuamos con otro tema, ¿no? Vamos a continuar con otro tema y así es como lo usamos, ¿no? Ya ustedes, por ejemplo, pueden hacer el resto, lo pueden hacer de tareita, ¿no? Pueden hacer el resto, lo pueden hacer de tareita los siguientes ejercicios. Pero esta actividad ya, ejercicio, creo que es suficiente, ¿no? Ya, con esto ya lo entienden ustedes cómo hacerlo y ya ustedes pueden responder, ¿no? Aquí, vean que aquí me están usando el pasado. Entonces, no solamente aquí, miren, puedo usar los helping verbs en pasado, sino también puedo usar el did. Tomen en cuenta en eso, miren. Do, does, did, también, ¿sí? Incluso los del verbo be también en pasado también se pueden usar. O sea, no hay un límite. Vean que aquí, ¿qué estoy usando? El can. Bueno, no estoy usando, no voy a usar el be, ni tampoco aquí voy a usar el do. Voy a usar ¿cuál? El can. Pues voy a usar los auxiliares del can. If you what? Can. Entonces aquí va a ser if you can. Aquí voy a usar can. Bueno, chicos, nos queda menos de un minuto. Vamos a terminar esta sesión y vamos a continuar con el siguiente tema, ¿no? Para que el siguiente video tenga un inicio con un tema nuevo. Bueno, chicos. So please log out and then continue with the other and with our last video.